When I hear that criticism brought up, I always just wind up asking myself, well, when are we supposed to tell her story?
A leaked video caused a legal nightmare, while a notorious film role ended a rising star's career. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, social media antics led to a complete ban. These are the actors Hollywood banned for life. First up is Charlie Sheen. He was once a big name in Hollywood, enjoying a successful career and widespread fame. However, his reputation took a nosedive in 2011 when a video surfaced showing him engaging in drug use and kissing another man. This incident, coupled with the revelation of his HIV diagnosis around the same time, created a major scandal. The leaked video led to a lawsuit against Sheen, with his former partner accusing him of infecting them with a sexually transmitted disease. Despite the existence of the video, Sheen's lawyer, Keith Davidson, argued that it couldn't be used as evidence due to the lack of concrete proof and the fact that the only copy of the video had been destroyed. This controversy pushed Sheen into hiding for a period as he faced public scrutiny and condemnation. But just when everyone thought his career was over, he made a surprising comeback to Hollywood. Next up, Elizabeth Berkley was on the rise after playing the brainy and ambitious Jessie Spano on the hit teen sitcom Saved by the Bell. She was a role model for young girls, a symbol of intelligence and girl power. But her career took an unexpected turn when she starred in the controversial 1995 film Showgirls. This NC-17 rated movie, known for its explicit content and over-the-top performances, was a critical and commercial flop. Berkeley, who played the lead role of Nomi Malone, an aspiring dancer who gets caught up in the dark side of Las Vegas show business, received harsh criticism for her performance. She became a target for ridicule and mockery, with her name synonymous with the film's failure. In an interview with People magazine, Berkeley opened up about the devastating impact Showgirls had on her career and her life. She described it as a pivotal moment that changed her and admitted that she would be a different person if she hadn't gone through the experience. She also expressed her belief that the film was unfairly criticized and that she was unfairly blamed for its failure. Despite the setback, Berkeley didn't let the negativity define her. She continued to work in Hollywood, taking on smaller roles in films and TV shows. But she also found new avenues for her creativity and passion. She became an entrepreneur, launching a website called Ask Elizabeth to empower and support young women. She even returned to her roots, starring in the recent Saved by the Bell revival, reprising her role as Jessie Spano. However, the revival was canceled after 2 seasons, leaving Berkeley with another disappointment in her career. Moving on, in 2018, there was controversy surrounding Valerie Jarrett, an advisor to former U.S. President Barack Obama. She faced criticism and allegations of being involved in racism. At the time, actress and comedian Roseanne Barr targeted Jarrett and her character in a social media post. In a tweet, Barr also criticized the Muslim Brotherhood, which is an Islamist organization. She accused Valerie Jarrett of helping to hide alleged wrongdoing by the Obama administration. Following these events, Roseanne Barr took to Twitter to apologize to everyone, including, but not limited to, Valerie Jarrett. She admitted that her joke was vulgar and insensitive, and acknowledged that she should have been more mindful of its impact. Unfortunately, her career suffered as a result of this incident and her public support for then-candidate Donald Trump. Due to the controversy, her show, originally titled Roseanne, was reworked with her exclusion in mind. The program was rebranded as The Conners and continued without Roseanne Barr, effectively ending her acting career on the show. Next up, Kirk Cameron's rise to fame as a teen idol on the popular sitcom Growing Pains seemed like a dream come true, but his journey took a dramatic turn in 2012 when he publicly voiced his opposition to same-sex marriage during an interview with CNN's Piers Morgan. This outspoken stance alienated many of his Hollywood supporters and led to a significant shift in his career trajectory. Embracing his evangelical Christian faith, Cameron turned his focus towards faith-based projects, writing children's books and producing documentaries with religious themes. However, his efforts to promote his work were met with resistance and rejection. Over 50 libraries, some claiming to be LGBT-friendly, declined to host his book readings, citing ideological differences. He was even pressured to leave his previous employment due to his outspoken views. Cameron's attempts to engage with government officials about his book were also met with closed doors. Despite this series of setbacks, Cameron refused to let it discourage him. He embraced the rejection, even going so far as to thank God for it. He saw these challenges as opportunities for growth and a chance to focus on projects that aligned with his faith and values. Up next is Taylor Kitsch, a rising star in the entertainment world, kicked off his career with small roles in films like Snakes on a Plane in 2006. His talent and charisma quickly caught the attention of Hollywood, and he landed a breakthrough role as the brooding and troubled Tim Riggins on the hit TV show Friday Night Lights. This role catapulted him to fame, and his success on the small screen opened doors to bigger projects in the film industry. One of those projects was Disney's big-budget action-adventure film, John Carter. With a massive $225 million investment, Disney was banking on this movie to launch a new franchise. But fate had other plans. The film, unfortunately, flopped both critically and commercially, dealing a major blow to Kitsch's career and Disney's expectations. Despite this setback, Kitsch persevered, continuing to appear in both films and TV shows. He landed leading roles in critically acclaimed series like The Last of Us and its sequel, showcasing his talent and versatility as an actor. While Kitsch has mostly focused on television projects in recent years, he hasn't given up on his dreams of Hollywood stardom. Fans are eagerly anticipating his next big movie role, but only time will tell what the future holds for this talented actor. Moving on, in the 2000s, Vince Vaughn was the king of comedy. His face was plastered on movie posters everywhere, and his films were guaranteed box office hits. But as the 2010s rolled around, tastes changed. Audiences and studios started to move away from comedies aimed specifically at men, the kind of movies that had made Vaughn a star. This shift in the comedic landscape left Vaughn struggling to maintain his footing in Hollywood. The decline in Vaughn's career became painfully obvious in 2011 with the release of The Dilemma. Despite a decent box office performance, the film was a critical flop, and Vaughn's star power seemed to be fading. The downward spiral continued in 2013 with two more box office bombs, The Internship and Delivery Man. Critics were unimpressed, and audiences simply weren't showing up. Then came Unfinished Business in 2015, which marked the sixth consecutive failure for Vaughn and had the worst opening weekend of his entire career. But Vaughn's struggles went beyond box office numbers. He seemed to have lost his passion for acting, his performances lacking the energy and enthusiasm that had once made him a comedic powerhouse. His perspective on filmmaking had changed, and he was no longer interested in simply churning out comedies for the sake of making a buck. Despite these setbacks, Vaughn's career wasn't over. He shifted his focus to supporting roles, often choosing projects that resonated with him on a personal level. In recent years, he's appeared in films like Hacksaw Ridge, Brawl in Cell Block 99, and Dragged Across Concrete, showcasing his versatility and willingness to tackle different genres. While he may not be the leading man he once was, Vaughn has found a new niche in Hollywood. He's embracing character roles and exploring darker themes, proving that he's more than just a funny guy. In the mid-2000s, Katherine Heigl was a rom-com queen, gracing our screens with her bubbly personality and charming smile. She was also a key player in the hit medical drama Grey's Anatomy and even dipped her toes into the world of horror drama with The Walking Dead. But then, something happened. Heigl made some controversial comments about her roles, and her career took a nosedive. In 2008, Heigl announced that she wouldn't be accepting an Emmy nomination for her role in Grey's Anatomy. She claimed that the scripts she'd been given weren't up to par, a bold move that ruffled some feathers in the industry. But she didn't stop there. In the same year, she criticized Judd Apatow's comedy Knocked Up for its portrayal of female characters, calling them humorless and uptight. This sparked a huge backlash, with many accusing Heigl of being ungrateful and difficult to work with. Heigl later admitted that she knew her comments had damaged her reputation, She said, "I was embarrassed. I had said things that people didn't like." But she also felt frustrated by the label of difficult that had been slapped on her. She explained that as she entered her 40s, she became more comfortable speaking her mind and not conforming to others' expectations. She said, "I hit 40 and I went, life is really too short. I just want to be myself." Rose McGowan, a shining star of the 90s, known for her roles in cult classics like Scream and Charmed, experienced a dramatic fall from grace due to a series of controversies and scandals. One of the most significant incidents occurred on the set of the 2007 film Planet Terror, directed by Robert Rodriguez and produced by Elizabeth Avalon. Rodriguez and Avalon were a power couple in the film industry, celebrated for their contributions to Latinx cinema and their creative partnership. However, their personal and professional relationship crumbled when Avalon discovered that Rodriguez had been unfaithful, engaging in an affair with none other than Rose McGowan. This revelation sent shockwaves through the production, causing a month-long hiatus in filming as the news of the affair became public. It was a messy and painful situation for all involved, highlighting the often tumultuous nature of relationships in Hollywood. But the Planet Terror scandal was just one of many controversies that would tarnish McGowan's reputation. She faced accusations of hypocrisy for initially defending Harvey Weinstein, a powerful film producer later exposed as a serial sexual predator. She also made insensitive and homophobic remarks that alienated many of her fans and supporters. In addition to these controversies, McGowan's acting career has stagnated in recent years. Her last critically acclaimed film was released in 2011, and she has since struggled to find roles that resonate with audiences or critics. The combination of personal scandals and a lackluster career has led to a significant decline in McGowan's popularity. The once beloved actress now finds herself in the shadow of her past controversies, with many questioning her motives and her commitment to the causes she claims to support. Mo'Nique, a powerhouse of comedic talent, rose to fame in the late 90s and early 2000s with her starring role in the hit sitcom The Parkers. Her infectious laugh, bold personality, and comedic timing made her a fan favorite, and she quickly established herself as a leading lady in the world of television. In 2009, Mo'Nique's career reached new heights with her critically acclaimed performance in the film Precious. Her portrayal of Mary Lee Johnston, the abusive and neglectful mother of the film's protagonist, was a tour de force, showcasing her incredible range and depth as an actress. She won numerous awards for the role, including the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, the Golden Globe, the Screen Actors Guild Award, and the BAFTA. It was a well-deserved recognition of her talent and a testament to her ability to transform into complex and challenging characters. However, despite her undeniable talent and Oscar win, Mo'Nique's career took an unexpected turn in the years that followed. She found herself being blackballed by Hollywood, with offers for major roles drying up. This was a shocking development for a woman who had just achieved the highest honor in the film industry. Mo'Nique has been vocal about her experiences with Hollywood's systemic issues, including racism and sexism. She has spoken out against the unfair treatment she received, particularly regarding the promotion of Precious and the lack of opportunities afforded to Black actresses. The lack of work in the years following her Oscar win seemed to confirm her fears of being blackballed. She even claimed that Oprah Winfrey, who had initially supported her, had a hand in her being denied roles. It was a heartbreaking reality for Mo'Nique, who had worked hard to achieve success, only to be shut out by the industry she loved. Thora Burch, the child star who stole our hearts in the 90s, with her roles in films like Hocus Pocus, Ghost World, and Monkey Trouble, seemed to vanish from the spotlight overnight. Her promising career came to a screeching halt after her appearance in a 2010 off-Broadway production of Dracula. But what really happened? Turns out her father, Jack Birch, who was also her manager, caused a major stir behind the scenes. He allegedly mistreated a crew member, and this single incident had a domino effect on Thora's career. Suddenly, the Birch name was tainted, and doors that were once open started slamming shut. It was a harsh reality check for Thora, who found herself struggling to land roles and regain her footing in Hollywood. But she didn't give up. She continued to act, hoping for a comeback that would put her back on the map. In recent years, she's made appearances in shows like Kindred Spirits and The Walking Dead, proving that she still has the talent and charisma that made her a star in the first place. These roles, while not as high profile as her earlier work, have given her a chance to showcase her acting skills and reconnect with her audience. CeeLo Green, the singer behind catchy hits like Forget You and Crazy, was a superstar in the early 2000s. His soulful voice and funky style won him fans all over the world. But things took a dark turn in 2018 when he faced serious charges. He was accused of putting drugs in a woman's drink at a sushi bar, a crime that could have landed him in jail for 4 years. Luckily for CeeLo, he wasn't convicted, but that didn't stop him from digging himself a deeper hole. He made some really messed up comments online, basically saying that if a woman is unconscious, she can't give consent. Yikes. Those comments were hurtful and disrespectful, and many of his fans were understandably upset. Despite the controversy, CeeLo has managed to stay in the music business. He might not be as popular as he once was, but he's still making music and performing. It's a testament to the music industry's forgiving nature and the fact that talent can sometimes overshadow bad behavior. Stacy Dash rose to fame as the popular and stylish Diane in the 90s cult classic Clueless. Her career seemed promising, but her outspoken nature and controversial views ultimately overshadowed her acting talent. Dash's political career took center stage as she became a Fox News commentator, voicing conservative opinions that often sparked outrage and debate. Her outspokenness alienated many of her Hollywood colleagues and led to a decline in her acting opportunities. Even former friends and co-workers, like Laura Ingraham and Tommy Lahren, publicly criticized her views. But Dash remained unapologetic, defending her right to express her opinions, even if they were unpopular. She has made controversial statements about various topics, from poverty to climate change, sparking heated debates and alienating many of her former fans. Her attempts to venture into filmmaking haven't been successful either. She reportedly tried to produce a pro-life film, but it was so poorly received that it struggled to even find a cast. This suggests that Dash may be facing a subtle form of blacklisting in Hollywood due to her controversial views. Jim Caviezel was riding high in the late 90s and early 2000s, charming audiences with his performances in hit movies like Frequency, The Count of Monte Cristo, and The Thin Red Line. He was poised to become a leading man in Hollywood, with a bright future ahead of him. However, his career took an unexpected turn after he took on the role of Jesus Christ in Mel Gibson's controversial biblical epic, The Passion of the Christ. Caviezel believes that playing Jesus made him unpopular in Hollywood, claiming that the role almost ended his career. Even Mel Gibson, the director, warned him about the potential consequences of taking on such a controversial role. But Caviezel, a devout Christian, felt drawn to the part and believed it was his destiny to portray the Son of God on screen. His decision to play Jesus came at a cost. He faced backlash and criticism from those who disagreed with the film's graphic depiction of Christ's crucifixion. He also alienated some in Hollywood who viewed him as too religious and outspoken. Caviezel even made some controversial statements, like comparing actor Michael J. Fox to Judas for his support of stem cell research. These factors, combined with his unwavering commitment to his faith, effectively barred him from landing major roles in Hollywood. While he continued to act in smaller projects and independent films, his mainstream career suffered a significant setback. However, Caviezel's story is not one of defeat. He embraced his faith and found a new purpose in his acting career, focusing on projects that aligned with his beliefs. He continued to work on films and television shows, even starring in the critically acclaimed CBS series Person of Interest. Isaiah Washington's career soared thanks to his role as the charismatic Dr. Preston Burke on the hit medical drama Grey's Anatomy. He was a fan favorite, and his on-screen chemistry with Sandra Oh, who played Christina Yang, was electric. But in 2006, during the filming of the third season, controversy erupted that would change the course of his career. During an on-set argument, Washington used a homophobic slur directed at T.R. Knight, who played intern George O'Malley. In a bizarre attempt to cover up his actions, Washington claimed that his insult was actually meant for Patrick Dempsey, another actor on the show. But the damage was done, and when Knight came out as gay, the situation became even more inflammatory. Initially, it seemed like Washington might be able to move past the incident. However, during the 2007 Golden Globes, he used the same slur again and made other derogatory comments about being gay. This reignited the controversy and sealed his fate with ABC, which promptly fired him from Grey's Anatomy. In a statement, Washington expressed his disappointment with the decision, but also apologized for his actions. However, his reputation was tarnished, and he struggled to find work in Hollywood for several years. In 2023, Washington announced his retirement from acting, citing a heavy heart and a sense of relief. He then launched a GoFundMe campaign to fund an independent film project he planned to produce outside of the Hollywood system. Lea Michele's star rose to dazzling heights thanks to her breakout role on the hit musical series Glee. Her powerful vocals and charismatic performance as Rachel Berry made her a fan favorite, and she seemed destined for a long and successful career in Hollywood. But as she moved on from Glee, the entertainment industry discovered a different side to the talented actress. In 2020, during the height of the Black Lives Matter movement, Lea took to social media to express her solidarity and support. While her message was well received by many, it also triggered a surprising backlash from a former colleague. Samantha Ware, who had worked with Lea on Glee, accused her of creating a toxic work environment, alleging that Lea had made her life so miserable that she considered quitting acting altogether. Ware's accusations were shocking and disturbing, painting a picture of Lea Michele that was far from the sweet and innocent Rachel Berry character she portrayed on screen. Other cast members corroborated Ware's claims, detailing instances of microaggressions and racially insensitive comments made by Lea towards African-American backup dancers. The backlash was swift and severe. Lea was canceled on social media, with fans and critics alike condemning her behavior. The controversy even led to her being dropped from her partnership with HelloFresh, a meal kit delivery service. It seemed like Lea's career was hanging by a thread. Despite the negative publicity, Lea continued to work in the entertainment industry, albeit in smaller roles. She even had a successful summer concert series and starred in a film called Mingles. However, the damage to her reputation was done, and she struggled to land major roles in Hollywood. Corey Feldman, the beloved child star of the 80s, shocked the world with his 2013 memoir, Choreography. He unveiled a dark and disturbing side of Hollywood, recounting his experiences with sexual abuse, drug addiction, and the loneliness of fame. The book was a bombshell, exposing the predatory behavior that young actors faced in the industry. Feldman shared harrowing details about his relationship with fellow child star Corey Haim, both of whom were allegedly victims of sexual abuse by powerful figures in Hollywood. He also spoke about his friendship with Michael Jackson, shedding light on the singer's complex and controversial persona. While Feldman's intention was to expose the truth and seek justice for himself and others, the book ultimately had a negative impact on his career. Hollywood, instead of addressing the issues raised by Feldman, chose to discredit his claims and even painted his relationship with Haim as a romantic one. This deflection served as a way to avoid accountability and protect the industry's reputation. Feldman faced both support and criticism for his revelations. Barbara Walters, the famed journalist, accused him of harming the industry with his accusations. However, many others rallied behind him, recognizing the courage it took to speak out about such a sensitive topic. The controversy surrounding Feldman's claims reached a boiling point when Corey Haim's mother disputed his allegations about Charlie Sheen's inappropriate behavior towards her son. This further divided public opinion and cast doubt on the validity of Feldman's accusations. Martin Lawrence, a comedy icon who soared to fame in the 90s, was once as popular as the Fresh Prince himself, Will Smith. His hilarious sitcom, Martin, and his role in the action-packed Bad Boys franchise made him a household name. But behind the laughter and box office success, Lawrence was battling personal demons that would eventually derail his career. In 1996, at the peak of his fame, Lawrence experienced a very public breakdown. He was arrested on Ventura Boulevard in Los Angeles for erratic behavior, yelling about conspiracies and carrying a loaded gun. His publicist tried to explain it away as dehydration and heat exhaustion, but it was clear that something deeper was going on. Over the years, Lawrence's troubles continued. He displayed obsessive behavior towards his Martin co-star, Tisha Campbell, leading to a lawsuit and the show's cancellation. He was also accused of threatening and stalking his wife and even tried to board a plane with a loaded firearm. Despite these alarming incidents, Lawrence's career somehow managed to survive. He continued to land roles in films like Big Mama's House, where he donned a fat suit and wig to play a grandmotherly FBI agent. This unlikely role became a surprising success and helped revive his career. Josh Hartnett was the Hollywood golden boy in the early 2000s, a heartthrob with a string of successful films under his belt. He starred in major blockbusters like Pearl Harbor, Black Hawk Down, and The Faculty, becoming a fixture on lists of the most handsome celebrities. But then, he seemingly vanished from the spotlight, leaving fans wondering what had happened to the rising star. It turns out, Hartnett made a series of surprising decisions that derailed his career. He turned down not one, not two, but 3 iconic superhero roles: Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man. In an interview with director Christopher Nolan, who later cast Christian Bale as Batman, Hartnett revealed his fear of being typecast as a superhero and losing his versatility as an actor. This bold move might seem like career suicide in today's superhero-obsessed Hollywood, but Hartnett was determined to forge his own path. However, his decision didn't sit well with some industry insiders, who saw it as arrogance and a lack of gratitude for the opportunities presented to him. This perceived arrogance even cost Hartnett a role in Nolan's critically acclaimed film, The Prestige. Nolan, who had initially considered Hartnett for the lead role, ultimately cast Christian Bale instead. Years later, Hartnett would admit that maybe he should have taken the Batman role, but at the time, he was too focused on avoiding being pigeonholed into a single genre. Hartnett's career took a different direction, with him focusing on smaller, independent films and theater productions. While he continued to work steadily, he never quite regained the level of fame and recognition he had achieved in his early years. But as he matured as an actor and a person, he began to reassess his choices and reflect on the path he had taken. Randy Quaid, though not a top-tier Hollywood star, enjoyed a steady career in the entertainment industry. However, his life took a bizarre turn in 2009 when he and his wife, Evie, found themselves caught in a web of conspiracy theories and legal troubles. The deaths of 2 of their close friends, Heath Ledger and David Carradine, around the same time seemed to trigger a downward spiral for the couple. They claimed to be victims of a sinister organization called the Star Whackers, which they believed was responsible for the deaths of their friends and was now targeting them. They accused a group of lawyers and entertainment figures of being behind this conspiracy, alleging that their goal was to steal Quaid's fortune and silence him. In the midst of this paranoia, Quaid was banned from the Actors' Equity Association for life after a dispute that led to his dismissal from a play. This further fueled their belief that they were being targeted by powerful forces within the industry. The Quaid's behavior became increasingly erratic. They fled to Canada, seeking asylum and claiming that their lives were in danger. They even made a documentary about the Star Whackers, further publicizing their outlandish conspiracy theories. Dalton Trumbo, the brilliant screenwriter behind the iconic film Roman Holiday, was a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood. By 1947, he had already established himself as a top talent, earning critical acclaim and a hefty paycheck. However, his career came to a screeching halt when the Hollywood elite blacklisted him due to his political views. Trumbo, a member of the Communist Party, was seen as a threat by studio executives during the Red Scare era. He was forced to work under pseudonyms, churning out brilliant scripts that went unrecognized and uncredited. It was a dark time for Trumbo, a man who loved his craft and was passionate about storytelling. But Trumbo was resilient. He continued to write, even under difficult circumstances, and his talent eventually shone through. In the late 1950s, he was finally recognized for his work on films like The Brave One and Spartacus, which he had written under pseudonyms. Ashley Judd, a rising star in Hollywood during the 1990s, faced a devastating career setback after rejecting the advances of disgraced film producer Harvey Weinstein. In the early 2000s, Judd bravely came forward with her story, exposing Weinstein's predatory behavior and sparking the Me Too movement that would eventually bring him down. The world applauded Judd's courage and resilience, but her career suffered a heavy blow. She was effectively blacklisted in Hollywood, with opportunities for major roles drying up. Judd revealed in a lawsuit against Weinstein that she went nearly 3 years without a film role due to his vindictive actions. The extent of Weinstein's influence was further exposed when director Peter Jackson revealed that Weinstein had personally contacted him during the casting of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Weinstein warned Jackson that Judd and another actress, Mira Sorvino, were difficult to work with, effectively blacklisting them from the project. This revelation highlighted the insidious power Weinstein wielded in the industry and the devastating impact his actions had on the careers of those who dared to cross him. Kevin Spacey's rise to fame was meteoric, with his breakout role in the 1995 thriller The Usual Suspects solidifying his place as a Hollywood heavyweight. Known for his captivating portrayals of complex and often villainous characters, Spacey's career seemed unstoppable. However, in a cruel twist of irony, his reputation for playing dark and twisted characters would become intertwined with his own real-life scandal. In 2017, the Me Too movement brought a shocking revelation to light. Actor Anthony Rapp accused Kevin Spacey of sexual assault when Rapp was just 14 years old. This accusation sent shockwaves through the industry, and it was only the beginning of Spacey's downfall. In the wake of Rapp's accusations, a flood of similar allegations emerged, with over 36 individuals coming forward with stories of sexual misconduct by Spacey. These accusations came from various sources, including former colleagues and employees, painting a disturbing picture of the actor's behavior behind the scenes. The consequences were swift and severe. Spacey was fired from the hit Netflix series House of Cards, his reputation tarnished beyond repair. He was stripped of awards and accolades, his once celebrated career crumbling before his eyes.